Hi everyone, welcome back to Art Abilities. This is week 3, so that'll be February 24th of 2022 when you're receiving this video. So welcome back, happy to see you. Well, today let's look at our materials. So you should have a bag that is marked week 3, and let's take a peek. So I'm going to open my bag and start laying everything out. We've got a mask, 3 pieces of colorful construction paper. Everyone's going to get different colors, so yours are going to look different than mine. I've got a couple blues and a green. Let me set that aside. There should be a little baggie with glittery, excuse me, with glittery foam stickers. There's hearts, stars, and then there's also a little elastic band that we can use on our mask at the end to tie around the back. And then the last thing in my bag is a big old kit of paints. So everyone should have 12 acrylic paints, a bunch of fun colors, very exciting. So that's what we gave you for week 3. Additional supplies, you should go grab your paint brushes from last week, and then grab your glue from week 1. We've been getting a lot of good use out of this. And also you'll need some paper towels just to help with staying clean, a glass of water to clean your paintbrushes, and then something to protect your surface. So again, you can use grocery bags or a tablecloth, just something to protect the table, and then something to protect your clothes. Or just make sure that you're wearing something you're okay with getting paint on, just in case. We won't necessarily get paint on, but just in case. And then lastly, this is optional. You can get scissors, but you won't necessarily need them. We can just use our hands too. And then, I know I said lastly, but this is the last one, a pencil. So something to write with or make marks with. Okay, so those are our materials, and you can pause the video, make sure you've got everything, and then come on back for step 1. For step 1, before we get into the paints and construction paper and stickers, we're going to take our mask and divide it into 3 or 4 sections using your pencil. So I'm going to show you some examples of that. So you're just going to draw, if you want to divide it into 3 sections, you're going to draw 2 lines. So here is one example of a mask. I don't know how well you can see it, but so one line goes across above the eyes and the other one goes into the nose. So see, there's 1, 2, 3 sections. So that's one option. You can do the same thing, but just make the line a V. So above the eyes and just below the eyes. So it's sort of like a mask. And again, we've got 1, 2, 3 sections. I'll give you 2 more examples. So this one's a little more abstract. So you can just cut from the top of the forehead all the way between the eyes to the side of the face, and then go right above the lips across. So then there's 1, 2, 3 sections. The last example I'll show you has 4 sections. So we've got a V coming down in the forehead, and then a V coming up, but they all meet in the middle. It's different than this one because this one has a space right here. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. And those are just ideas. You guys can do whatever you'd like. For me, I kind of made, oh, how well you can see this. I'll darken it, but I did make the lines in a V, kind of around the eyes, so you've got like a mask, almost like glasses. So that's the first step. Just decide how you want to divide up your mask. So you've got 3 or 4 sections. And use pencil because you can erase and change your lines. I had to do that a few times. And then once you have your sections figured out, come back for the next step.
Divide the mask into 3 or 4 sections using a pencil. Pause the video here to complete this step.
All right, on to step 2. So I darkened the lines a little bit so you can see how my mask is divided. So I've got 3 sections, 1, 2, and 3. And whether you have 3 or 4 sections, what I want you to do is think about 3 or 4 things about yourself that you want to put into this mask. So what does that mean? So think of 3 qualities you like about yourself. So that could be kindness, sense of humor, creativity. Are you friendly? Are you calm? Do you like to play sports? Are you athletic? Are you artistic? So think of 3 things, 1 for each section, and write them down, or just make note of them. And each section, you're going to reflect or represent a different thing about yourself. So for me, I'm going to do creativity for the top section. I'm gonna do optimism, so I like to think in a positive way. I'll do that for this section. And then kindness for this section. So different ways to show those qualities are with colors that make you think of those things. So for me, optimism, this area, makes me think of this aqua blue color we have here, that really light, kind of friendly blue. Just makes me happy. So I'm gonna use that blue to show optimism. And you can do whatever you want as long as it makes sense for you. Maybe it's a sports team color that you like. You can put that in one section to say, I really like sports, and these are the colors of the team I like. You can even do, so you can paint a section and then do polka dots or do stripes, something to reflect those things about yourself that you want to share. And so we're going to start with paint. That's the first step. And then after that, we'll add the other materials. So whatever you paint, some of it might get covered up later. So it's okay if you don't have a perfect layer of paint. But let's start with painting each section a different color. Okay? All right. Now take your time, and I will see you guys for the next step.
Choose 3 or 4 things you want to share about yourself. Pick a color to reflect a different quality in each section of the mask. Use paint in this step. Allow this to dry. Pause here to complete this step.
All right, you guys ready for step 3? So right now I have my mask painted and it's mostly dry. So I'll show you what I have so far. Dries pretty quick. So I tried to keep the lines intact just by being careful when I painted around them. So I've got yellow on the top, blue in the middle, and pink on the bottom. So once you have everything painted, now we're gonna add some little designs to them. So find your construction papers. You've got those 3 pieces of different colored construction paper. And if you have scissors, you can grab them now. Otherwise, you can just tear it by hand. And I'd like you to choose one section at least that you're gonna add some construction paper elements to. So for me, I think I want to add some to the top part, to the yellow here, because I like this V here. So I'm going to cut some shapes and play around with it. So begin by cutting shapes. So I have cut a few strips of this green paper. And then I'm cutting some diamonds out of the blue. But you can also just tear them into little pieces like we did last week with the white paper for the snow. So just set your mask aside for a moment and start making some shapes. So I'm just gonna keep cutting some strips here as I decide what I want to do. And as your paint is dry, you can start to lay some of the construction pieces on just to play around and see if you like it. So for me, just playing around, I put this little diamond here. I like that. So I'll probably glue that there. And then with these strips, I think I want to put them on the top underneath that diamond. So I'll try to give you some examples here. So with these strips, you can make stripes. Oops, see if I can get it to go with the line here. And I can go all the way around in a V, or you can go around the eyes. If you make diamonds, you can put them anywhere. Again, putting them right outside the eyes. You can layer shapes, whatever you want to do. And again, thinking about what each section represents. So so if one section is kindness, using different colors and shapes to kind of represent that for you. And it doesn't have to make a lot of sense as long as it feels right for you. Like, yeah, that looks like kindness. That's perfect. Because it's not, there's no right or wrong here. This is just kind of playing and exploring. So why don't you pause the video and just explore a little bit with whatever, see what different shapes you can make and place them on your mask and just see what you like. And then if you find things you want to keep on there, just glue them down. All right. And then let things dry and then come back for the last step.
Cut or tear your construction paper into shapes and choose at least one section on your mask to add them to. Glue them on and allow them to dry. Pause the video here to complete this step.
Okay, the final step, step 4. So we should have our construction paper pieces on here now. I'll show you what I did with mine. So I did little diamonds by the eyes and little triangles around it. and then a diamond with some little things flying out of it. So you can really do just about anything. But if you want to keep it simple, just do triangles and squares, and you can just glue them all around, letting your paint show in the spaces between. Because I could do more around here too if I wanted, but I thought I'd stop there for now. So the final step is find that little baggie full of glittery foam stickers. So there should be different shapes. We've got some hearts, we've got stars, and well, hearts and stars. I think those are the shapes, but they're all different colors. So what you can do now is use as many or few as you want, and you can just place them where you think you might want them. Like, I think I want some pink glittery stars in this pink area because I haven't added anything to it. Because they won't stick yet. They've got a little backing on there. So I can play around with these, and then once I'm ready to put them down, you just peel off the paper on the back and then stick it down. So you don't have to use them if you don't want, if you're happy with what you've got. But if you'd like, you can add some of these foam stickers, and just keep thinking about what each section of your mask means to you and what it says about you. So for me, the bottom part with the pink, I think I mentioned that one's kindness. So I'm thinking of more like pink means love to me, or gentleness. So I'm going to add some more pink and red colors here. But it might mean something else to you, the colors. So again, there are no mistakes. There's no wrong way of doing this. I just want you to be creative and have fun, explore a little bit. So do what you want with the foam stickers, put them where you want, and then you're done with your mask. I think the last part is, maybe I lost it. So the little elastic piece that was in the bag too. Once everything is dry, you're gonna find the little hole on the side right there, and you're just gonna stick this through and tie a knot, and then find the hole on the other side, weave it through and tie a knot. So you don't have to. That's if you want to wear it or if you want to hang it. So this is optional. No big deal if you don't do it. Yeah, take your time finishing up. Make sure you take a picture when it's done. I'd love to see you guys' projects. You can email them to Reach, or you can upload them on our little Artabilities group page that we sent you a link to. We would love to see them. I want to see what your masks look like, you guys. All right, well, hang on to your extra materials. Keep all those paints you got this week. Hang on to those, the paint brushes, any extra stickers, construction paper, and glue. Just put them back with your supplies. We'll keep using them for the rest of the sessions, okay? All right. Well, that was fun. I look forward to seeing your projects, and you guys have a good week. I will see you next week. Bye.
Add some glitter foam stickers to your mask if you want. Take a photo of your finished mask and share it with Reach. You can post it on the team's site or just email it to Emily or Jessie. Remember to hold on to your paintbrushes, glue, and paint for later sessions. See you next week.